I'm Alfie Crisp. This year, me, three of my friends, Gus Johnson, Archie Kershaw and Noah Adler, are taking on World's Toughest Mudder in order to raise money for Weldmar Hospice. My mother was here January 2023. She got diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. They sort of told her if she had the chemo, she'd have a year. Without the chemo, she'd have 3 months. And she tried to have the chemo, but where the cancer spread to her liver, it was pretty much pointless because her body wasn't really processing it whatsoever. So it went quickly from sort of a year to 3 months that we thought. She ended up being 6 months, but she was reluctant to go to a hospice, I think, where she was quite young maybe. I think there's a bit of a stigma around hospices, that it's a very sort of morbid and scary place, but as soon as I got here, that it was very apparent to me that's not the case whatsoever. But she had to come here, or we managed to push her to come here for a few days, sort of maybe 3 months after her diagnosis, to get her sort of meds evened out and everything like that. She spent 3 days here and quickly decided that she'd be happy to come here for sort of end of life care. She was at home and we knew it was time that she came in. And one of the nurses, the outcall nurses, sort of agreed with us. But we ended up being here for 8 days and I just couldn't believe it. One, how they treated us was unbelievable. The room you've got here that we stayed in, it's a lovely little room, lovely. And the meals, where the nurses were coming in saying, it wasn't just what does mum want for lunch, it was like, what do you guys want for lunch, what do you want for dinner, what do you want? They treated us so humanely, not like somebody who was laying there sort of dying. She was treated like a human. It was just it was amazing, and how the nurses would speak to us and get us in high spirits and keep us sort of laughing, and it was, like you say, this whole perception that it's such a morbid and nasty place. It's not. And even after she passed, the way they went about things with us and with mum was amazing, really. We started with a sort of standard Tough Mudder, 15k was our first one. And with that one we did just over £3,000. Last year we did Europe's toughest, which is 12 hours, 7 p.m. till 7 a.m. Through the night on a 5-mile loop, which again we raised money for and got 5,300, I believe. And then this year, obviously, after sort of qualifying for it, we decided to take on World's Toughest, which is first time it's been in the UK, and is 24 hours, 12 a.m. on the 28th till 12 a.m. on the 29th. We finally got the hang of the fundraising now after 3 years. The first couple of years was sort of just people's generosity, really, and I didn't know the right ways to approach, to get the fundraiser out to the right people, sort of thing. So this year we focused a bit more on trying to get some larger sums from local businesses in Bridport, and I think we've even got one potentially come in from Cardiff, where one of my mates, Noah, lives, who's doing it. So they're sort of boosting the large bit of it because we've got such a big target. A lot of, especially Bridport and everywhere surrounding Dorchester, I imagine, you usually know somebody, or in every company there's somebody who's had something to do with Weldmar at some point. And I think as soon as they hear the name Weldmar, because everyone I know thinks so highly of it, especially people that have had experience being here, are quite eager to give the money to it, really. I couldn't imagine of doing it without this place, so I think the idea of somebody else who was in a similar position to me, my family, I couldn't imagine them being robbed of being able to be here. Everyone should have that chance, that opportunity to be here and to be supported, because it's massively important.